Hi guys, what's up? Toboloco here. Today we're finally doing a scenario that people have been calling out for quite a long time. It's the smallest militaries in the planet. Now, how I've done this is different. I couldn't really find a list with 32 top smallest militaries or whatever, but what I have done is I found the Global Firepower Index, and that basically tells me what countries are the strongest and which are the weakest. So we're not really doing countries that haven't got any military. We're doing some that have military, but they just haven't got enough firepower to deal with, like, a war or something like that. So take nations such as Panama. Panama apparently don't have a military, they only have a paramilitary, which is quite interesting, and I find it strange how some of these countries have a small military sort of might, sort of thing. That's what I should say, small military might. Like Bosnia, they've been involved in a war, so why do they not have a big military? I don't understand. I don't really understand it, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. You can moan at me if I get this wrong, sort of thing. The source will be on the screen and in the description. Before I start, obviously, if you're new here, please subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it, and obviously hit my notification bell as well. That would really help me out. Thank you very much. Let's on to the scenario. I'm representing Ivory Coast. They are the strongest nation in this World Cup, I guess. These are the groups, obviously randomly just done, obviously because it just turned up, sort of thing. Nice groups. Literally, there was hardly any teams that, like massive footballing nations. So I'm hoping for a couple of shocks in this one. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to save it. I'm thinking potentially Ivory Coast or Uruguay might win this one, just because they've got that actual World Cup form, whereas all these other nations haven't. But it'll be interesting to see anyway. Ivory Coast, obviously, I think he still got Drogba in this one. I'm not quite sure. Hoping for some good results. Let's start with Ivory Coast versus Paraguay. Can Ivory Coast beat Paraguay? Oh, yes, they did. 3-1. 3-1 against Paraguay. Let's go to the second match, which is Nicaragua. That's quite a hard country to say, but I nailed it, I hope. Ivory Coast versus Nicaragua. Can they win against Nicaragua? Oh, 5-1. Oh, that is, like, thumbnail worthy there. Nah, that is quite incredible. Let's just see the groups, shall we? So Group A, Panama topped that one with Gabon just behind them. El Salvador and Kyrgyzstan don't make it through, unfortunately. I've seen a lot of people in the Subscriber World Cup saying, put El Salvador in there. So there you go. There's El Salvador. They're in there. Only by luck, by the way. Only because they have a small military. Group B, Central African Republic win that group. New Zealand just behind them with 6 points. Botswana with 3. And Laos with 0. Dominican Republic, top Group C at the moment. So do Bosnia and Estonia. They've all got points in this year with nothing. Uruguay and Cameroon, top Group D, literally all over in that group already. Group E, Mali, Ghana, Madagascar all have big points. Slovenia only with 1, surprisingly, in that group. Group F, Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone, there we go, I said it properly. And Honduras, both with 6 points, so looks like the similar scenario to sort of Group D. Group G, obviously, Ivory Coast top it, Guatemala 2 points, Paraguay, Nicaragua, both with 1, and Group H, Mozambique and Latvia and Suriname have points. Somalia with 0, but that's not surprising considering Somalia don't play football that much, I've heard, so there we go. Let's do the final match, which is Guatemala versus Ivory Coast. Then we'll read the groups again quickly. Did Ivory Coast win that one? Oh no, they lost. Wow, that's quite a surprise, really. I'm not saying Guatemala are bad, but obviously they're worse than Ivory Coast. That's a really shocker. So yeah, let's just check, see who Ivory Coast have got Latvia in their next game. Let's just simulate up to it. Now, let's just go to the tables. We'll ignore the round of 16 for now. So, we already know Group A and Group B. Group C finished with Bosnia on top, with Estonia in second. Dominican Republic and Niger go home. Obviously, Uruguay and Cameroon already go through. It doesn't matter if Macedonia got points in that one. That was just for pride. Ghana and Mali went through. Slovenia shockingly went out in that group. Slovenia, you would have thought they would have been stronger than Mali and Madagascar, but obviously not. Group F, Honduras and Sierra Leone both get points. Tajikistan got some points in the end, but it doesn't matter. Ivory Coast and Guatemala both finish in the qualifying bits. Paraguay, so close, and Nicaragua with 1 point now as well. Group H, Mozambique on top of that one, with Latvia in second, and Suriname with 4 points, and Somalia with 0 and going home. Let's just simulate against Latvia and just see if Ivory Coast can beat Latvia. Wow, okay. So we got a little bit of a shocker on our hands. Latvia beat Ivory Coast. Now, I don't know how good Ivory Coast are now, but this is relative to back what the game thought of Ivory Coast back in 2014. I know a lot of people call me out saying, you're using the 2014 version of the game. It's like, yeah, I know. Like, that's the only game. It's the only version, okay? But you'd have thought Ivory Coast had been better than 2014 Latvia. Obviously not. So let's see who wins the World Cup. It looks like it's Uruguay. I was right at the start. It was either going to be one of the big boys, and Uruguay have won the World Cup. So officially now, I think Uruguay have won it. Let me just get this right. 3 times? Maybe? They won it. Haven't they won it once or twice unofficially? Like back when it wasn't really the World Cup. But anyway, they won it against Ghana 2-0, so Ghana could have been the first African team to win a World Cup. But unfortunately, no, Uruguay win it. They take it home back down to South America. Let's advance to the awards. Asamoah Gyan, 6 goals. Best player, Asamoah Gyan. And best goalkeeper, the Uruguay goalkeeper. Right, so we can quickly go through and see what this has in store for us. There's quite a lot of decent results here. So let's go from left down. Ghana beat Sierra Leone 3-0. Latvia shocking Ivory Coast with a 2-1 victory there. Panama beat New Zealand 3-0. Cameroon beat Bosnia 2-1. And then Ghana went on to beat Latvia 3-0. And Panama beat Cameroon 2-1. And then Ghana beat Panama 2-1, and then Ghana lost in the final, but Panama did restore some pride by beating what looks like Mali in the third place playoff 2-1, so that wasn't too bad of a run for Panama. Reading right down, you got Mali beating Honduras 3-1, Guatemala just edging past Mozambique 1-0, Central African Republic beating Gabon 4-3 on penalties, Uruguay smashing Estonia 4-0, then you've got Mali beating Guatemala 4-1, and then penalties again for Central African Republic, but unfortunately it didn't go their way, losing 5-4 to Uruguay, so Uruguay edged their way through there. Quite a difficult game for them. Then Uruguay smashed Mali in the semi-finals. They went on to win the World Cup. Obviously Uruguay and Mali went on to lose in the third place playoff. So that was your smallest military firepower World Cup. Not by manpower, it's that I couldn't find a proper list for that. I searched for ages, couldn't find it. But I did find a nice website. If you want to check it out, it's actually quite interesting. You can literally go through all the countries and find out how many manpower they've got, like jets, tanks, anything. It's all there. So yeah, it's on the screen and it'll be in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this scenario. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new here or if you're just indifferent. Hit the notification bell as well if you haven't already done so. That'll help me out massively. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. I hope we can hit it within the year. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you again for the next video.